people have made assumptions. There are other people on the delegation that say that's the only service that we get up north. And I just haven't gotten my head around spending the $452,000 to move the co-op when it is not going to save any money, or to to create something different than what we currently have. And that's kind of what my question really is.
Okay, Representative Fleck.
Thank you, Madam Chairman. A question for Mr. Sorensen. How is this going to cost us $42,000 a year if co-op is here? I thought it was going to cost us an amount for maintenance, cleaning, and those kinds of things.
Right.
But I'm looking at a saving of over $30,000 per year. Am I not looking at that correctly?
The delegation budgets $42,700 for rent and utilities for cooperative extension to be in Conway. They come down here, I think our estimate was $30,000 to go towards paying off a loan, wherever that comes from. And then we've got another $10,000 or $12,000 for utilities, for plowing, for trash removal and so forth. We should be saving money. And this is for 20 years. I don't know how long extensions are going to be here, but after that, then it becomes savings.
So they're at least paying off a portion of that debt for the renovation.
They pay off the total portion that cooperative extension
Right.
is going to use.
We're paying it. Okay.
Well,
But it's
they're
coming.
paying it.
The taxpayers
But we're
pay
not
it.
paying it, we're paying it to ourselves, though.
Right.
It's a transfer. It's
Right.
only a one-time charge. It's a
Yeah,
transfer.
It's not going outside the system. It's staying within.
Right.
Correct.
It's
I just want to
it's the
clarify.
accounting that we do when we do the farm, and farm does work for
Yeah.
the nursing home or whatever, then the nursing home
It's a paper.
reimburses the farm. So
It's a
that
paper
it's
change.
It's a paper exchange. It isn't
Mhm.
it isn't like that. So
But it's money. It may be paper.
it is money that we are not giving to the owner of Conway.
Right.
We are paying off a loan that whatever kind of thing, paying it off so extension can be here. And if it takes them 20 years to do that, then at the end, extension is here and their mortgage is paid. And they're not paying rent to anybody in Conway.
It reduces the county budget.
Yeah, eventually, not right away, but eventually. So everybody, yes,
I just-
and your name so that Janice knows.
Noreen McDonald, and I'm the chair of the Cooperative Extension Advisory Council for Carroll County. Excuse the squeaky voice, but this is good. I couldn't have talked to you last week. But what I'd like to say is that extension has been around since 1914. So if you make a 20-year investment now, you're going to have 70 years more of free cost. So if we can look at it that way. And I think it's a win-win for the county, because we're making a difference here on the county complex. And we also have greater opportunity to make a difference with our county residents using the farm and using our educators to work not only on the farm but with classes and workshops here. I think it's a really nice opportunity. So things we can't do in the parking lot in Conway that we can do and work with Will and work with even the maintenance, the landscaping around the buildings, things like that really do make a difference here. So, but I think if we can be around for another 114 years, you got 90 years of free rent. All right, thank you.
And I do know that we had a public meeting, and there were a lot of people that were very much in, support of extension, probably more in support than not in support, that they would like to have them and move it in. And there is some, Noreen was giving you some examples of how it would expand the services that they're giving now. And somebody else.
To answer Representative Umberger's question, does cooperative extension really want to come down here?
We've left it up. We were invited, 5 years ago, we were invited to come down here and build a new building. and make it a green building, to be a very demonstrative project of how people could build green. From that, it turned out the new nursing home plan started, so then they suggested that we move into this into the old nursing home. From that, we're leaving it up to you folks. But I personally see it as a county resident that this is an opportunity to save funds, to make it a better place, and to be more productive as an educational service to the county. Not only the county, but to the residents and also to the county. So we've never really taken an official vote. We also advisory. The night we were here, there were over 60 people that came and said they would want it here. There were others here, a few others here that said no, but the majority of the folks that came that night wanted to be here. Ann right now presently works with the jail inmates in many, many programs. She doesn't have to drive an hour to get here. She may have to drive an hour to go work with someone up north. And it's kind of, I don't know. I mean, I can take a vote tomorrow night and let you know. We haven't taken an official vote, but we meet tomorrow night. So if you want me to do that.
If you would send that along, that probably would be helpful to us.
Okay.
To be able to see what you as a group, as an advisory.
All right.
So,
We haven't taken a vote, have we?
To my recollection, we have, a long time ago.
We took, the night we were here,
No, we took one, an advisory committee.
many, many years ago.
Long time ago.
Right. So, and I guess the vote we took was when we were going to build the building here, so yes.
Yep.
So I would say yes. But I
Okay.
can.
So what we can do is you can find it, but I do believe the outcome of that meeting that we had, the public meeting that we had, is that the majority, a vast majority of who was there wanted to be down here.
Mhm.
I know that Representative McCarthy would like to keep it in Conway, but that's because he's also from Conway.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much, Nancy. Are there any further questions or discussions that anybody would like to have from the public? Anybody want to talk about it? Yes, sir. And your name, please?
Steve Brown. 1.2 million, that's for the core, which is 15,000. Just for the sake of discussion, would it be fair to say double that if you were gonna save all 4 wings?
I don't think it's fair to say that. Well, it depends on what you're gonna do to them. Yeah, I mean, I think I've quoted this before. Rule of thumb, if you're gonna renovate all that building, is probably, you could spend $100 a foot if you wanted it brand new. But you can also, it totally depends on the use. Maintenance is thinking of moving into some of these for storage, and they're doing pretty much nothing. Whereas other areas, you can get up as high as $100 a foot. I mean, it really depends on what the use is. It's a tough question to answer.
Okay,
But I think your range kind of goes 0 to 100. Somewhere
so
in
could
between.
maybe 2 million? If you're gonna save all 4 wings, to do, like, you're gonna have to do the roof on the 4 wings. I'd like, in your professional opinion, is this building worth, say, putting $2 million into it?
I'm not sure that that's an
It's a fair
answer
question. I don't know.
that we want to put
Right.
Randy in the middle. It's a political question that we're having, and I think that belongs in, I don't think it's fair to ask a engineer his professional opinion. I don't think that's fair to Randy. If anybody doesn't like that thought, then tell me.
Well, how do we know whether this building is it structurally worth putting money into it? Would be and then would it be possible to say, come up with something, what we could get for, say, $2 million in a new building?
If we didn't think this was, just my quick answer, if we didn't think this was structurally sound and had the potential for reuse, I'd tell you that. I would say tear it down.
Right, is it
I would
worth
say tear it
saving
down
more?
tomorrow, because there are buildings out there that you would say that in a heartbeat.
Right.
This building is generally structurally sound. I mean, it's just a question of, as Betsy said, for the politicians to decide what is the need, what do we want to put in there, and then we can help you. That's what we're trying to do here, obviously, is give you a menu, but there's obviously a lot of a lot of thoughts and a lot of opinions, and it's tough to come to a direction. I don't know what the right answer is. I mean, it's really for you folks to come up with the idea of the need. What is the use? You know, what do we need to put in there? And what are we willing to spend to do that? The building itself, structurally sound. I'm not concerned about that. If there's no use for it and all other things are off the table, then, you know, take it down. I mean, I don't think there's a right answer. It's just a matter of trying to determine what the needs of the county are. And it sounds like there's several, it's just trying to
Right.
determine
No,
which is the
they have
problem.
these like steel buildings and that type of thing, they seem like they're pretty short money, and you can get a good sized building.
They seem like they're short money, but they're basically warehouses. Once you start turning them into an occupied facility, you very quickly run $100 to $200 a foot when you start getting into a new facility. Because putting up just a shell, like a storage barn, is a whole different animal than putting up a building for occupancy, for people to use, whether it's office space or kitchen or laundry or whatever it is. It runs up pretty fast. If you call and just got a price on a metal building, you're absolutely right, they're inexpensive. But when you add all the bells and whistles to make it an operating facility, it runs up there quite rapidly.
And this 1.2 million, that doesn't include the 300,000 to hook up the pellet boiler, and it doesn't include the 460 to tear down the 4 wings, correct?
That's correct.
That sounds correct, yeah. That pellet boiler for sure.
Right.
I'm not sure about the math on the other ones, but yes, the pellet boiler is completely separate from this.
All right, so you're adding another 760,000 on top of that, to that 1.2.
We're adding, but don't forget our new nursing home is well over $2 million under budget too. Everybody gets that, so I mean, not that means you have to spend that money,
Yeah.
but that's, you know,
But
some of
that's,
that
I mean,
money
that's
can be
right,
allocated.
that's 760,000 already on top of the 1.2 million.
I'm not
You
sure where
lost
you
me.
got the 760,000. We already have 230,000 for demo of 2 wings.
Right, and the delegation is already, and like the last one, it was come hell or high water, we're tearing down all 4 wings, so if you double that 230, that's 460, and we already now have an estimated, an estimate for $300,000 to hook up the new pellet boiler. So if you have 300 for the pellet boiler, and you double the 230, that's 460. 460 and 300 is an additional 760,000 on top of the 1.2.
But the 230,000 is already in the 1.2. You're counting it twice.
Well, no, that's what I just asked that question, he said no.
The 230,000 to demolish the 2 wings is already in the 1.2.
Is that, because I thought I just asked that,
I'm not
and you
sure I
said
know what we're
no.
talking about.
So I think that,
He
yeah,
said no.
and continue on, I'm
Let me-
not sure of the
Yeah,
point.
it's in there.
Yeah, but
It's
he
in there.
means
Be
if
careful,
you
be
take
careful.
out,
Let's clarify so we don't get ourselves in trouble here, and we don't have folks interpreting numbers later. Let me walk you through this real quick. Renovation of the co-op, keeping in mind, every one of these numbers does not have soft costs or design money if we go out and hire a design team, right? So that's our 15% or so we need to add on whatever options we choose. So the co-op space is currently budgeted at the $452,400. The re-roofing of the core, $404,000, which is just the center of the building. The laundry at $154. Demo of the wings, you're right, $230 per side, which is excessive, but we only want to pursue that if we absolutely are saving the core and we know what that design is. My guys had to make some assumptions. That's brand new brick block walls, that's new windows, that's reconfiguring heat, that's doing structural work, all the things you need to do to tie that building back together. Expensive. So if you doubled that, you are actually, if you took both wings off, infilled, and did all the items on that list, you're far above 1.2.
So, but the 230's in the 1.2?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes,
Well, it
yes.
depends on which options you pick. If you take the 450, the 405, and the 150, the laundry, and add them all up, that's at $1 million. Now you've got to add, say, the 15%-ish, right, for design and soft costs. There's your 1.15 to 1.2. Now you got to decide how to deal with the wings. So you
So-
are theoretically 1.2 to 1.7, depending
So
on, to
we're,
1.6.
those, the 230 is really